FutureServe Overseas Education Services. My name is Varda Mazhar.
And I am Amar Awais.
Yes. And sir is currently serving as an ESL and IELTS instructor at FutureServe. So guys, before getting started with our topic today, let me give you a little bit about FutureServe. So basically, FutureServe is an educational advisory, and we are serving in three broad categories. That is the career counseling, that is the international exposure, and that is the skills development. In the career counseling, what we do is we help you find your path, your way. It is something like we keep your academic record in consideration, and we help you find the most possible, the most suitable disciplines in which you would like to pursue your higher education from abroad. Other than that, we also help you choose the best university out there for you. Plus, we also give you the insights of the university, the fee structure, the eligibility criteria, and which English language proficiency test is the best suitable for you. In addition to this, we also help you through your application processes, your documentation and your visa procedures as well. So this is it. This is something that we cover under the umbrella of career counseling. Other than that, in the international exposure, what we do is we help you through the place you are going to live a little longer. So what we do is we give you the traditional and the cultural tips about the place. We also help you through your pre and the post departure. That is from your departure to your arrival, from your arrival to your departure, everything that covers under this thing. In the skills development, that is something very, very important, and we pay very important role into it. That is because when you're traveling abroad, you definitely would like to experience the job market of the place you're going to live. So what we do is we help you enhance your employability skills. We also give you some tips through which you can mingle with the job market of the place you're going to live. So this is it about the FutureServe. And now about the topic we are going to discuss today, and that is very, very important, because once when you learn to speak in English, because we are going to stick to English, because FutureServe is all about English language, right sir?
100%.
Yes. So when you are fluent about English language, when you know that you can speak well, the important thing about speaking is your accent, your pronunciation. So let us discuss the significance of accent and pronunciation in speaking the language, I mean the English language, with Mr. Amar Awais. Sir.
Yes. Thank you so much, madam. Again, I would start the presentation and I would start the words with the name of Almighty Allah, the most merciful and beneficent, who is the King of the Kings and the King of the Day of Resurrection. We're going to discuss about the accent, pronunciation, and intonation, and as well as the fluency.
Yeah.
So I think today's topic is going to be very interesting, specifically for the students who really want to improve their pronunciation.
Definitely.
Because nowadays, we're living in a society where English is considered as one of the most important figures.
Exactly.
If a student wants to survive further, or if any person wants to survive further, he has to learn English communication.
Definitely.
And he has to know how to communicate with the people.
Exactly.
He has to know about the rules and regulations. Now, that is not particularly talked about these students. I really want to talk about the entrepreneurs. I really want to talk about the businessmen. I really want to talk about the engineers, the doctors, the freelancers, for instance, right? Every single person who is related to English communication, he has to learn the accent, pronunciation, fluency, as well as the intonation of the communication skills.
True that.
So, in short, I would say that we are going to start about the pronunciation. I would tell you about the rules and regulations, how to pronounce the word, how to bring the real accent in your English communication, right?
Yeah.
As well as to bring fluency in your communication. You know what I mean if I talk about the fluency.
Yeah.
So fluency means you're not sticking in your conversation, you're speaking it fluently, like you're not stopping. It is a plus point. It really puts a good image, right? It puts a really good impact on the listeners.
True that.
Because you're not, sticking in your conversation. You're speaking right away. You're speaking to the point. You're going straight away, and you're actually performing the duties accordingly.
Exactly.
So what I really need to do is I want to speak about these four modules, which can eventually be so informative for the students who want to gain a bit of fame in their society.
Obviously.
Why? I mean, if you're living in a society where English language is considered as the foremost thing, and it is known to be a most respectful thing. If you have good communication skills, you would be respected, and the jobs will easily be given to you because you are a good English spokesperson.
Yep.
So I would come gradually. First, I really want to talk about the pronunciation. And if you have any queries in the mid, so you can ask me, right? What I say, what should I explain? Pronunciation, accent, intonation, or what?
I think we should go with pronunciation. Let's talk about the importance of pronunciation, because I believe that that is one of the most important things.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Like, you really want me to speak about the pronunciation?
Yeah,
in this?
at first. Yeah.
No worries at all. The pronunciation is it is considered to be the very important figure and factor
Yeah.
when you come to speak.
Yeah.
Now, if we talk about the dialect, so we're living in a society where there are a lot of dialects of Pashto language.
Exactly.
You know, the same is the.
Excuse me. Can you please elaborate a little bit about the language and dialect, the difference? Because yeah, most of our audience don't know something about
Yes,
that.
yes. It's a very interesting and very nice question.
Yeah.
Language is, a group of sentences or a group of words which are spoken by majority of the people who understand, listen, and learn. This is the definition of the language.
Yeah.
If I come towards the definition of dialect, so dialect is the several kinds and classifications in the language.
Exactly.
Now, if I say that in my society, I'm not a Pathan, but I live in a society where I receive a lot of Pashto students, Pashto friends and all. I listen them speaking in Pashto language, and to be very honest, I listen to several kinds and speaking. Now, in dialects, I mean, what are the things in dialects, let me say? The accent,
okay,
the pronunciation,
okay,
the vocabulary, as well as the grammar of that sentence. For example, if let me give you a very simple and easy example. For instance, in Pashtun culture, we've got a lot of, alhamdulillah, Pashtun people who were so respectful, and Pashto is a very polite language. I really love Pathans, right? Because they are so good, they are humble, they are honest, they do not deceive others, they do not denigrate others, which really is a good image. So I really love Pathans, right? In Pashto language, we have dialects. So if you go to the tribal areas, we have sects in there.
Yeah.
When I go to Chhatral, so I pass through a place which is known as Dir.
Yeah.
Upper Dir and Lower Dir,
Yeah,
Temargara and Dargai and Skakot and all, right? And Talash and all, these are the places which then the language we speak in Peshawar. For example, in Peshawar, we say rote. Rote. Some of the Pashtun people, they call rote as mana, or they call it tikala, or they call it ghala.
Seriously?
Yes, now, as I said that, these are the dialects, right? When you move towards Khatak, the Khataks, they are, proudful people, right? They do not use kh, kh. They pronounce sh, means sheen. Like if I say kha, kha means acha. The Khataks will pronounce it sha. That is the kind that these are the types of the dialects in the communication. Same is the case with English language as well.
Exactly.
Same is the case with Urdu language as well.
Yeah.
Same is the case with Hindko language as well. Now, if I talk about my own language, which is Hindko, right? Which is Hindko. So in Hindko language, we have a lot of dialects.
Definitely.
For example, if you go to Abbottabad,
yeah,
so we call it Saraiki, but that is not Saraiki, that is the classification and kind of Hindko language.
Yep.
I do not know whether Hindko came first or Saraiki, but these two are known as the dialects of it. Same is the case with Punjabi language. If you move to Punjab, you will find a lot of people speaking in Punjabi language, but their languages will definitely be having a bit of difference in it. Why? Because they work on the dialects. Now, what is the evolution of the dialects? How did these, the evolution of the dialect arise? Now, if I say about the dialects, so the people living in an appropriate area, in a state, in a society, in a gathering of the people, they want to commute through one place to another. They want to show their tendencies, and they talk about, okay, they do not talk about, they actually promote their cultures, norms, and their cultures and rituals and all.
Yeah, the
So
traditions.
for that purpose, they really bring a bit of change in their communication just to explore their own culture in their society.
True that.
So that is the case, as I said. I talked about the example of Dir. I talked about the Temargara. I talked about the Dargais Khakor. I talked about the Shanwari. I talked about the Afridi. I talked about the Momand. They have changed level of English communication. So just to give an answer of your question, which was about the difference between language and dialects, I do not want to make it a bit longer because I have a lot of things to discuss right now. I want to say that language is a couple of words or the group of sentences or the group of grammatical rules and regulations which are spoken in an appropriate area by the appropriate people. That is the definition of the language. Dialects is the dialect, it is the further classification and kinds in that. In simply, I would say, the modification of the languages, the change of the languages are known as
appropriate
dialect. Yes, same is the case with British English and American English.
True that.
Same is the case with Australian English, the Canadian English, the South African English, the West Indies English, the Netherlands English, right? They have several kinds.
Yep.
Now, for example, I say, Britons say, I require a glass of water. A glass of water. A glass of water means, they say that they demand a glass of water.
Yeah.
Now, if I talk about American accents, so they say, hey, give me a glass of water. Give me a glass of water. Give me a glass of water. Water. So, that is the case that water and water. Now, these are the dialects.
Yeah.
That is the case that we differentiate between British and American English.
अगर हम इसको उर्दू में बता सकें तो हम कहेंगे कि उनका जो अंदाज होता है,
अंदाज़ बयां इसको उर्दू में कहा जाता है, बिल्कुल कहा जाता है इसको, अंदाज़ बयां कहा जाता है. Yes. So this is all about the language and the dialects.
Getting into the pronunciation, I believe that language and dialect का जो difference है वो हमें, यानी कि हमारे audience को भी और हमें भी बहुत अच्छे से clear होना चाहिए. And I think Sir Amar did a great job. So let's get back to our topic, pronunciation.
Okay, you want me to explain pronunciation for us?
Yes, the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
Pronunciation. Now, do you know what pronunciation is, madam? Let me ask this question from you first. What is pronunciation?
I think the way I pronunciate, I mean like the way I sound the words I'm saying.
ठीक है. Yeah. Anything else you know about it?
Nothing else. I would like to know.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the same example what most of the people do not know. Specifically, only those students and those people can know who have done masters in linguistics or phonetics and phonology.
Yeah.
We talk about the diphthongs, we know about the diphthongs, we know about the digraph, we know about the intonation in the communication, and we know about the syllable stress.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about the pronunciations, I myself call myself a pure British English speaker.
Yep.
But when I talk about myself, I speak in British Cockney accent, right? It is my accent which I talk in British Cockney, but I give it a touch of American accent because, American accent has become a bit of interesting and people consider it as impressive English, so they give preference and privilege to the American accent as compared to the British one. But the British accent is more formal than the informal American accent. Now, I will, work towards the pronunciation. The dialects have the main role on the pronunciation. As I said before, that every single language has got the appropriate and changed pronunciations. So when you talk about the pronunciation, madam, I would call myself an English spokesperson and I can speak well. Why? Because I have good pronunciation skills. I have good accent. I have good fluency. I do not stick in my conversation. And I've got a very good interest of the intonation that I speak with. So that is the case that these 4 skills and 4 modules come all together just to explain that, these are the points. Only speaking in English does not matter. When you talk about the pronunciation. So I teach to my students that, Bacho, you have to work on the pronunciation rather than you work on your own, the simple and easy pronunciation. Like, if I call about myself, I'd say, okay, let me speak in a natural English, just to make it sure that, just to define the pronunciation to the students. Now, the way I'm speaking right now is the British accent, and I'm talking in British Cockney accent. You can look at my pronunciation, you can look at the way I'm speaking, and I'm presenting the sentences in front of you, right?
You're
But
basically demonstrating the
yeah, I'm
thing
demonstrating, right? But when I speak in easy English, what happens? This is my easy English. I'm not working on the pronunciation. Now you're listening to my conversation. How am I speaking? It looks like Ramiz Raja does the comparing in the cricket. He does, what does he do? He speaks in normal English, like the way I'm speaking with you. There is no pronunciation in my English communication. But when I talk about the pronunciation, that is the case that I'm speaking about the pronunciation. Now you're looking towards my conversation. I'm speaking the words. I'm throwing them on the ground. I'm speaking about the rules and regulations and all that. This is what really known as the pronunciation. So I've already given an example, it's a physical example, right?
Okay.
On that particular case, when you give the example and when you talk about the example of the pronunciations, you can easily take my example. Same is the case, you've got a lot of videos on YouTube, you've got a lot of videos on YouTube, and these videos can definitely help you on.
Obviously.
Right? So the videos can help you to understand about the accent, about the pronunciation, as well as the rules which can eventually help you in improving your pronunciation. So now, if I talk about myself, I will call myself a teacher who teaches the pronunciation. But if a student who does not know about the rules and regulations of pronunciations, he will definitely make problems and mistakes in it. So if I talk about the pronunciation, let me give you a simple example, a couple of examples about the pronunciation so that I can tell you about the real role of the pronunciation, right? See, if I say, how would you pronounce building?
Building.
How is it?
Building.
It's building.
Yeah.
It's building.
Yeah, it's building.
It's not building.
Yeah.
Building. Building.
No.
Building. No, it's building.
Yeah, it's building.
Building. It is building. How would you pronounce plate?
Plate.
It's plate.
Yeah.
Plate. It is plate.
It's not plate.
It's not plate. It's
T.
plate. 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 You know, that is the case. Now, would you please pronounce classroom?
Classroom.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Class. Classroom. Classroom. Now, this is the thing that I want to teach to the students, and the students are looking at me right now on the audio screen, on the video screen, right? That they have to work on these rules and regulations. I have a specific class for the pronunciation. If they want to come to me, they will definitely improve their pronunciation, and I will tell them how to improve their pronunciation
The
skills.
important thing is practice.
The important thing is practice. Now, practice makes a man
Perfect.
practice makes a man
Perfect.
So if you're practicing on pronunciation, means that you will be a person who will be a good. So I will call myself an English spokesperson. I will literally work on it, and then I will speak about the pronunciation goals.
Exactly.
So this is all about pronunciation. Okay, now we have 3 rules of pronunciation.
Okay.
The chest,
Okay.
giggles, and the tongue.
Chest.
Okay, I'm really sorry. We had a bit of interruption in internet connection. And I was talking about the pronunciation. So I'm really sorry if you faced any ups and downs in it. It happens. It was a bit server error and all that. Really sorry for that. It was a kind of mistake. It was kind of internet connection problem, right? So what was the topic I was talking about?
We were talking about the
Pronunciation.
importance of pronunciation.
Yes, I was talking about the pronunciation, and I was talking about the pronunciation goals. And I was talking about the 3 rules which are essential for the pronunciation. Now, what are the 3 rules? Let me tell you. The first one is the chest. The second one is the giggles.
Giggles, yeah.
It's all about, the lower portion of press the the tongue with the uppercase teeth, right? So you pronounce that. And third word is going to be the tongue. Now you have to press the tongue to the upper portion of your mouth, and you have to take it backwards. Now, for example, if I say horse, horse. Real pronunciation of Allah is Allah. That is the case that you use, when you pronounce Allah, you touch your teeth with the your tongue with the teeth, with the uppercase teeth. that is the case that it really comes with a real pronunciation. So when you're speaking together, you have to know about the tongue, you have to know about the giggles, and you have to know about the chest. When you, okay, if you want to speak in a real pronunciation. So that is the case, madam. This is going to be the pronunciation. The first one is the chest, second one is the giggle, third one is the tongue. You have to work on the real pronunciation.
Exactly.
And I must recommend British Cockney accent to my students because British accent is formal, American accent is informal. It is not used in the official language. When you use shall in our communication, it means that you're talking about the British formal stuff. So this is the pronunciation, and this is all about the pronunciation that I was trying to say.
So now let's talk about the accent. How to make your accent effective.
See, what does accent mean?
Yep.
What does accent mean?
Accent is something कि like वो जो हम जिस तरह से sound करते हैं again pronunciation की तरह ही, but it varies from language to language.
Yes, it definitely varies towards the languages, but the accent is known as the lehja.
Yeah, exactly. फंस गया था.
Accent. Accent is
Lehja.
lehja. I'm sorry. So when you talk about the lehja, means we say that lehja de samaka. Your lehja is not good. आप अपना लहजा दुरुस्त करें. तो लहजे का क्या मतलब है? For example, if I say that yes, I'm a person and I teach English in this school, this is the real accent. And if I say I am a teacher and I am teaching English in this school, wrong हो गया ना?
Yep.
This is what known as the lehja. The way you speak, like it must be according to the real British Cockney accent. We're talking about the accent, you're talking about the rules and regulations, you're talking about the real formality and formats and dialects and the intonations and the diphthongs and monograph and digraph and these skills which you will study in the linguistics when you do masters in linguistics, phonetics and phonology, right?
एक बात, isn't it like accent is something naturally, that's something natural inside of you?
ठीक है,
that
ठीक
comes
है,
up naturally.
ठीक है, ये भी एक बात है, ठीक है. लेकिन हमारे जो स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं ना, my students, not my students, overall students, right?
ठीक है.
They bring the accent of their own language in English. Now English has its own accent. Come on, you cannot modify it.
Obviously.
Pashto has its own accent. But if I say that what sta num se de, it will be totally wrong.
Yeah.
I would say sta num se de.
Yeah.
Num de se de rora. This is the real the accent. Now, if I say that sta num se de, so not to make you people laugh, but to teach you people. I'm serious and I want you people to learn. Like, I do not want you people to laugh at the words. No, it is not for laugh. It is not for laughing. There is nothing funny in it. I'm teaching you people that when you bring the ups and downs, when you do not pronounce the word according to the real accent, it means that you're actually breaking and you're diminishing the real meaning of the etymology. Now, what is the etymology? Etymology means the study of the alphabets.
Okay.
The study of the alphabets. So the etymology of accent is that you actually speak to the natural way the people of that the owners of that language do. I would simply say that you're not allowed to bring any other accent in that communication.
Actually, you're not imitating, but you're adopting the
not
accent.
adopting, I would say Dravidizing.
Okay.
Yes, I would simply say that penetrating the accent of another language in English language. Now that is not only English, it comes in any single language. When a Pashto speaker speaks in Urdu, he will face definitely a lot of problems. He will definitely face a lot of problems. Easily पता चल जाता है. Now अब अगर मैं पश्तो बोलूँ ना मैडम, तो मेरी पश्तो इतनी साफ नहीं है. मैं अगर easily किसी के सामने मैं पश्तो बोलूँ तो बंदा कहेगा कि यार ये पठान नहीं है. और अगर कोई पठान मेरे सामने उर्दू बोले तो मुझे समझ आ जाए कि यार ये पठान भाई है हमारा, ये उर्दू स्पीकर नहीं है. Same is the case अगर मैं इंग्लिश बोलूँ किसी के सामने, तो मैं अगर जितनी भी कोशिश कर लूँ, if I try my level best, I will never be able to talk like Britons and Americans. Why? Because it is not my native language. But you can better try.
Yes.
You can better try. You can better try. I mean, अब मेरी अपनी इंग्लिश में हजारों गलतियां हो सकती हैं. I'm not perfect in it, but क्या है? I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to speak better. I'm trying to give a better message to the people if I'm not wrong. So ये चीज है मैडम कि accent जो है, the लहजा, the uttering of the sentences, जो आप अपने सेंटेंस के अंदर लेकर आते हो. अब मैंने आपको उर्दू में भी एग्जांपल दी, पश्तो में भी एग्जांपल दी और इंग्लिश में भी एग्जांपल दी. If you have any questions, so you can ask.
I think I'm done with it because I wanted to know much about accent and pronunciation. We have talked much about the effectiveness of accent, right? We have talked about the importance of pronunciation in accent. We have talked about the rules. Do you have anything in your mind to discuss with our students about the rules and the tips of accent? How to improve it, the effectiveness?
See, the only thing which makes you perfect is practice.
Yep. That's
We've
for
got a
sure.
lot of channels on YouTube. Go deep in there. BBC न्यूज़ ऑन करें, उसकी एक्सेंट सीखें, प्रैक्टिस करें. ये कोई कंप्यूटर ऑनलाइन कोर्स नहीं है कि मैं आपको कहूँ कि यार आप लोग ये कोर्स करो, आप लोग सीख जाओ. इट इज ऑल अबाउट
अच्छा,
प्रैक्टिस.
एक बात है ना, प्रैक्टिस करने के भी तो कोई होंगे ना रूल्स?
जी
कोई
हाँ,
कुछ?
प्रैक्टिस करने का रूल ये है, द फॉरमोस्ट जो मैं तमाम स्टूडेंट्स को रेकमेंड करता हूँ कि वॉच द वीडियो एंड स्पीक लाइक हिम.
Okay.
Watch the video and speak like him. Listen to the words and utter. Listen, utter. Listen, utter. Listen, utter. And you have to give around 2 hours to the pronunciation if you want to do that.
अच्छा, एक और चीज, like when you're working on your pronunciation, that is something natural, that is automated. कि जब आप pronunciation पे काम करते, vocabulary पे काम करते, तो automatically जो चीज आप सुन रहे हैं, आप उस पे focus भी अपना strong कर
Yes,
लेते हैं.
yes,
ऐसा ही है ना?
100%.
वो जो छोटी छोटी चीजें जो आपके माइंड में आ रही हैं, जो आप लोग सुन रहे हैं, तो फौरन से start working on it, because we all are the beginners.
Yes.
If you're learning, that means that you want to learn from the very beginning, and I think that language you have to focus on the accent and pronunciation, because English is the very important language today. अगर आपके पास English language की skills नहीं हैं, तो it means that you are lacking behind. क्योंकि ये reality है.
Definitely, इसी तरह ही मैडम, 100%. Yes.
हालांकि हम of all. So I believe that we have to work on it. The pronunciation at first, the vocabulary, definitely the accent, and definitely जब आप pronunciation पे focus करना शुरू करते हैं, तो accent आपका improve होना शुरू हो जाता है. Isn't it like that, sir?
ऐसे ही है.
And if you need any sort of help, if you're stuck somewhere, you can always visit Future Serves. You can always visit Mr. Amar Owais. He's at your services. He can provide the best effective communication skills to you. He can give you the best practices for your accent, for the improvement of your pronunciation, and also your vocabulary. Isn't it like that?
Yes. ऐसे ही है, बिल्कुल ऐसे ही है.
So we warmly welcome our students towards us.
जी.
So I think we're running out of time, but do you want to say anything?
जी, I want to talk about intonation.
Yeah, definitely.
इंटोनेशन और इंटोनेशन रह गया. इंटोनेशन इस तरह से रह गया कि इंटोनेशन का एक बहुत अहम, इंटोनेशन और फ्लुएंसी को भी हमने टच नहीं किया बहरहाल, लेकिन फ्लुएंसी का मतलब ये है ना कि यू आर नॉट स्टिकिंग इन योर कॉन्वर्सेशन. आप अपने कम्युनिकेशन में फंस नहीं रहे. तो मेरी जान, अगर आप फंस गए तो समझो कि आपके एक्सेंट में मसला है. ठीक है, अगर आप सही तरह से अल्फाज को बयान नहीं कर सकते, तो आप लोग समझ जाएं कि आप लोगों के एक्सेंट में मसला है. और आप अगर एक वर्ड को सही तरह से बयान नहीं कर सकते, तो समझें आपकी प्रोनाउंसिएशन में मसला है. अब इंटोनेशन, व्हाट डज इंटोनेशन मीन? इट इज ऑल अबाउट द राइज एंड फॉल ऑफ योर वॉइस. व्हेन यू आर गिविंग एडवाइस टू समवन, योर इंटोनेशन इज normal. When you are sad, your intonation is low, and when you are happy or when you are angry especially, and when you are enjoying simply, your intonation will be high. So it is all about the high, mid and low intonation. I will definitely tell you people in the class if you come and join me. And I think it is enough for today's session because we're running out of time, and we have to do a lot of things all today. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will definitely come with the reading of the IELTS, inshallah, and we will be talking about the reading of IELTS, and we will be teaching you how to improve the reading and how to manage the time and all that, right? So I think this is enough for us today. If you have any questions, any queries, you can come and you can join us. And rest of the sentences, let us conclude the topic by Miss Warda. Go ahead,
Thank you
please.
very much, sir. Okay, guys, so this is it for today. I am sure that you guys have learned a lot and you have also enjoyed the session. Apologies again for the little
Interruption.
The interruption, sorry. Okay, so guys, if you have any queries, if you want any details, and if you're stuck going abroad, you can always visit FutureServe Overseas Education Services. We are here for you from Monday to Saturday from 10 o'clock a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. Our address is really very simple and is reachable. That is Sheikh Yaseen Trade Center, 3rd floor, main Arbab Road stop. You guys can also visit our website, that is www.fsoes.com. Plus, I would recommend you to visit our Facebook page regularly so that you cannot miss any updates about our live sessions.
Yes.
So guys, stay tuned for more. Be safe. Be
and
connected.
One thing more, I wanted to say that IELTS new session is going to get started from the 20th of this month. If the students want to come to the new session, they can join me on 20th of this month, inshallah.
20th of March
Yes.
is the deadline.
Yeah, I will start, inshallah.
Okay, 20th of March is your time. You can come join Mr. Amar Uwais for your IELTS training, for your IELTS session, for your preparations. We are here to welcome you warmly. So guys, be yourself, stay connected, stay blessed. Thank you very much for